Everyone, Antique Archaeology here with episode 3, and today we're going to be looking at the Kodak Folding Pocket Kodak number 1 Model B. Now, these cameras were manufactured from 1899 to 1915, and throughout this camera's history there have been different models. This is the Model B. This camera was first introduced in 1897 as just the number 0 Folding Pocket Kodak. And it was very similar, almost exact to this, but this later model, the 1B, has 2 viewfinders right here. The other one did not have those. It had 4 screws on these 4 points, but in the later years they added these viewfinders for landscape and portrait. Now we're just going to take a look around the back of the camera. You have the film window, the viewing window, and on this side of the camera there's actually a name, Pittsburgh. It's kind of hard to read, but if anyone knows the history on that or ever comes across it, that would be great to know more about. So the way you open this camera, it's very simple, it's very basic. When I first bought this camera, I didn't know anything about it. I thought it was missing parts, but you would just pull it out like that, and it has 2 kickstands, one right here that you would pull out to have the camera like this, or one for portrait where it would just stand up like that. Now right here we have Eastman Kodak Company, and we have the first viewfinder, which is fairly clear. And let me just back it up. Here we have the apertures. And before we get that, here's the shutter. This camera does work. Very simple rotary shutter. You have your instant, and then you have your timed, which it would stay open. Now this lens does not have fungus on it as far as I'm concerned, but since it's open, these are the apertures. I'm not exactly sure on what the exact ones are, but my guess would probably be 8, 11, 16, or 8, 16, and 22. Those would be my guess for this. And it has a folding strut system that is spring-loaded. And another thing I like about this camera is that it's wood construction. So the way you'd open this camera is by this. It moves that way. And here's all the specifications. Number 1 Folding Pocket Kodak Model B, patented June 5th, 1894 to September 20th, 1898. And then there's the serial numbers for all the parts. This part right here is made out of aluminum, and I find it very crazy how thick the leather coating on this thing is. But here's the back of the camera. It's in very nice shape. It's got all the original finish on it, and I like how it says start the paper under the cross piece, and it's in quotation marks, which is kind of funny. And this is the spring strut system. You can see how this has the loaded spring right here, and the gears. And then there's the inside, and these bellows are actually light tight, and they're still fairly flexible, which is pretty cool. And the later models as well. This one has the serial number right there, 1202. The later models did have a lock that you would put down, so when the camera was closed, it wouldn't open randomly. Now, they're not very effective. Well, they are to an extent. The camera will still open, but it's more difficult too, so there's that. So, yeah, that's really going to be it. Here, I'll show you. This is spring-loaded. Pull that. And I'm not exactly sure what this does. I think I have an idea. Yeah. That allows you to put the roll of film in there and then lock it in place. Well, I guess you learn something new every day. And what I find crazy about this camera is there isn't a speck of rust on it. There is no rust whatsoever on this camera, and that amazes me. So, yeah, it's a pretty basic camera. There. And I got it for $10, which really wasn't that bad of a deal. I found it at the flea market. And when I got it, it was very moldy, and I did have to glue down a lot of this leather because half of it was falling off, which wasn't the most fun thing in the world. And yeah, so that's really going to be it for this video. So yeah, I mean, these cameras, there isn't a whole lot of features to show on them because some of them, like this, they're just very basic. So this is going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos, because I guarantee that if you like this one, you'll like my other ones and the ones that I will upload in the future. And I didn't say it before, but if you couldn't guess, I upload weekly. That's because I do not have enough cameras to keep me going for daily or twice or 3 times a week. But I do have, if I do upload once a week, I will have a year's worth of cameras, at least. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. So if you liked it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.